Okay, we need your help today. Today we need your help about a special question that I have. And if you have the answer to this question, please email me, Rabbi Palacci, tat@gmail.com. Rabbi Palacci, tat, like Torah anytime, tat@gmail.com. Anybody over here in this crowd knows an answer, please give it to me. But we're not accepting the answer, unless you know the sugya well, unless you know the story well. There's a story in Kaf Aleph Amud Bet in Masechet Ta'anit. Abba Omna. Gemara says that in Shamayim, every day, there was like a bat call, a heavenly voice that said, Shalom Aleichem to Abba Omna. This guy, Abba Omna, says, but Abaye and Rava, Abaye, right? It says also, Abaye got Shalom Aleichem, but not every day like Abba Omna. So the Gemara says, what did Abba Omna do to be Zocheh, to have a heavenly voice say Shalom Aleichem every day? So the Gemara says, he was Makiz Dam. What does Makiz Dam mean? Back in the day, part of the healing process was a person would go to the doctor and they would take out the blood. So the Gemara says that when you would come to his office, he had a separate waiting room, boys and girls, ladies, men, separate. But the Gemara doesn't end there. Imagine now you have you go to the doctor's office, men's, ladies. Huh? So he says, the Gemara says he also had a special coat, like a special coat that he would give to the ladies to cover everything, to be total tzniut. And when he needed to take the shot, the blood shot, to take out the blood, he would do it through everything through. So she was never exposed. Even her arm wasn't exposed. Nothing was exposed because he had like a robe that she would wear. He would pick it up a drop and he would just pinch it, get the blood out, and that's the way it was. She was never exposed. So now the next thing Gemara says, he also had, when you left, you had a pushka, you had a box where whatever you could afford, you put. Right? The price is, let's say, this is the amount, but if you could afford it, pay. If you can't afford it, don't pay. In order not to embarrass anybody. He didn't want to go embarrass anybody, this, that. And it says if you were chacham, what would you do? He would give you money on the way out. It says, go buy yourself lunch, go buy yourself something to strengthen up. I just took out your blood. Now, the Gemara says after that Abaye went to check it out. Abaye went to, and he sent two rabbis, and he sent them to Rabbi Abba Omna. When he said Abba Omna, he greeted them, and he said, come to he was by his house. And these men, what they did was, they took the blanket, the wool blanket that he had that night, and the next morning, when they left Abba Omna, they took the blanket that Abba Omna gave them to cover them. They took it to the shuk, to the marketplace, and they started selling. Check it out, who wants to buy this item? And when they start checking it out, when they say, exactly when Abba Omna was passing by, when they saw Abba Omna passing in a marketplace, check it out. So Abba Omna says, he says, okay, I'll buy it. He says, but how much is it? He says, how much is it valued at? So he said a price. It's valued at this price. Abba Omna says, the price should be this. So he says, how do you know the price should be that? Maybe it should be more. They ask Abba Omna. Abba Omna says, no, what do you mean? I bought it, and I know the price I bought it for was this price. So he says, so you're buying it back? He says, Rebbe, Abba Omna, they tell him, really, it's your blanket. He says, and we know that it's your blanket, and you know it's your blanket. Usually, a normal human being, when somebody does that, would do something about it. What were you thinking? Why were you going out of your box? What were you thinking about it? He says, no, I was dan lachav zechut you. I gave you the benefit of the doubt. And he starts telling him why he gave him the benefit of the doubt, because whatever. Gemara says over there, I gave you the benefit of the doubt. What's the benefit of the doubt on that? Gemara says that he was collecting. Okay. Anyway, look at the Gemara to see exactly what the benefit of the doubt was. But my question to you is, on this Gemara, I don't understand. Why does Abaye have to go check it out to test Abba Omna and things like that? Gemara says he went to Bodekim to see how legit Abba Omna is, to deserve, let's say, this bat call every single day coming from Shamayim. Why do you have to go further? It's not enough. Everything that we just said is not enough. Everything that we just said, the fact that he had the men and ladies separate, the fact that he was sni'ud when the lady came in, the fact that he left a cash register outside, pay as you wish, the fact that he gave Tamil Chachamim money on their way out in order to strengthen themselves. What does he have to do? Oh, let's test him more. What are you testing him more? Well, what's the problem? You didn't hear what he just did? It's not enough. Shouldn't that be sufficient? That you get a bat call every day, what he just did? No, let me go test him out. Let me send these two rabbis. Let me go speak to them. Let them go take the blanket from him and sell the blanket in the shuk when he's passing by. I understand. I just gave you a whole entire biography what he did. What are you testing the guy? What are you testing a woman for again? And bring him out the blanket and this and that. You hear the question, right? Is it a good question? I think it's a bomb question. I think it's an atomic bomb question. And last night, I was thinking about an answer. I was like, I understand. What are you doing? So maybe you could say, Abai didn't know that he did all that, but it's not much more like that in the Gemara. You knew that. So what do you have to send them in order to take the blanket and this and that? Rabbi Yishai, Chavod, take the floor. Let's see. And anybody knows, please email me. Please. I want to hear an answer.
How do you measure a person?
Yeah, how do you measure a person?
So.
Okay.
So,
but we see, right? Yishai is saying, oh yeah, kisor. You measure a person when it comes to money. Yeah, but he left a cash register outside. Pay as you wish. No. He gave them money as they left.
But that's because it's very nice. A lot of people give.
Okay, very good.
Many people give a lot.
Okay, so what's the answer, Zag?
You start taking away from money.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to give Rabbi Yishai some credit over here. Excellent. That's what you're going to say, Tom? Tom Hamra, Bobby Schneider, Azavaru, the boys know. Come on, come sit here and forget it. I don't need to be a rabbi anymore. What is that? I see everybody got the answer. Says the answer that we want to bring out is like this. This is the answer I wanted to bring out, like the boys were saying, like Rabbi Yishai was saying, like this. That, how do you know? It's very good that when you give, when you do chesed, when you do kindness, it's very good when you tzni'ut. But what happens when somebody steps on your toe? Let's see what happens. So where are you giving? Why not? The guy comes in, take a coffee, here's charity, here's this, here's that. Now what happens when somebody steps on your toe? What happens there? What happens when I take something away from you? Now already, you took away this from me? You didn't give me the right respect? You stepped on my toe? Then we see who you are. Then we see the real you. Yeah. Guys, I think donating here, donating there. But no, step on your toe. You took my chair. You know how much I do? You took something away from the person.
That's how they were tested.
You stepped on his toe. You offended him. Let's see his reaction after that. Then we see who the real person deep down is.